welcome to India International Gold Convention and Exhibition 2018. We have Mr. Sudheesh with us. He's from IGBC and we are going to ask him a very few questions. So let's be quick and short. Sir, welcome to Bullion Bulletin.
My pleasure. It's always been a great attending the India International Gold Convention.
Sir, the Niti Aayog recommendations which we were talking about, what do you think are the most important recommendations and what are your views about it?
For me, something that I like the most are the work that's happening on the spot exchange, or the push that they are looking for spot exchange, and the digital gold, or rather, if I were to talk about digital gold or the gold saving schemes and all. First, talking about the spot exchange, it's because it creates a platform it creates a platform that helps build an ecosystem that's going to be not just about bringing transparency in the trade. It's about creating standardization, increasing the kind of value addition that's going to happen in the economy, to the real economy. Is going to help increase the kind of high value jobs and that's going to be created. So those are some of the key points that if you look at. And further to that, is primarily necessary to have an exchange. For instance, just in Kerala alone, we have about 4 or 5 different rates. Only in Kerala, we have various associations have different rates. Now, is it possible to have one single rate that needs to be transacted across India? I'm not saying that it can be done. It can be done that way because there's a logistic cost that gets added to the rate, to one defined rate that gets added to it. But then it is necessary to have one rate that is derived through a quantifiable method, which is not happening currently. All that we have is a futures rate that is on the MCX, but we do not have what is called a spot rate. And that's where the whole importance of the spot exchange comes in. For instance, when you're talking about when you're looking at the gold collateral that gets auctioned, and that gets for that what's the rate that you use? You use the hold rates, not the traded rates. Okay, so and thus again that's where it comes in. So when we are looking at how India is going to be a price setter, I'm not seeing it as a price setter for any next 2 decades or anything like that, because there's a lot more work to be done to be called as price setter. That we are again going to talk about full capital convertible. But then that's very too early to discuss about. So that's one point. And second being the various gold plans. There's the gold accumulation plan or the financialization of gold. Yeah. So when you're talking about financial, because it's actually financialization of gold, as you rightly put it, you're looking both prospective basis and a retrospective basis. Okay. So when you're talking about retrospective basis, it's the gold that I am having currently in hand. Okay. And when I'm talking about prospective basis, it is the gold that I will be buying from now on in future. So it's very difficult currently when you're talking about it, or the GMS why it's failed, because there have been various policy constraints on how the infrastructure is and creating a proper ecosystem for the GMS to be successful. That's been difficult. So when you're working on it, it's very important that we start at least move towards on a prospective basis. So that for instance, if I have to buy gold, I might rather buy gold through a bank. I have a monthly accumulation plan with the bank, and that gets redeemed with a jeweler, and that gold is actually transferred as an ounces to the jeweler's account on a regular basis. So eventually I buy it from there. So there are various plans that can be introduced. So and that's again what you see is you are unlocking the value of gold in the process, in the whole process. Correct. So in the similar format, why do we buy gold? We again look for insurance purpose. We look at it as an inflation hedge. When you're looking at it as an inflation hedge, why is it that's again basically insurance for a retirement or whatever. So why is it that we not have a gold-backed retirement plan? Correct. That could be, and again that gold. Where does that gold go? It again gets used in the system. It goes back into the system, released into the market. But then I know that a bank is holding that gold. In the whole process, the value of gold is being unlocked at least for the future consumption. Correct. Okay. So and definitely it's important that we need to work on the 25,000 tons. Correct. But that doesn't mean that 700 tons of gold that is being consumed each year, we forget about it. because we have to start somewhere.
Correct. So how about the Make in India concept, which has been recommended by NITI Aayog? What do you think about it?
Yeah, Make in India is the first step forward, and you look at the kind of export potential. Now, let's forget about the jewelry side. Now, the value that you can actually bring in terms of exporting bullion is quite exponential. We do not have we just have one refinery who's making an internationally accredited refinery, MT spam. Not just about that, there's a basic minimum requirement of 1.5% of value addition that is required when you are exporting. And a gold bar cannot have such kind of value addition. So we need to have a different kind of a process that needs to be put in there in terms of allowing exports. All those have been detailed in terms of what is the process that needs to be there. So when that gets through, you would see like India could eventually be a big market for refining doré.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. So for instance, Switzerland exports close to about $85 billion annually.
Correct.
Of bullion, just the bullion bars.
Okay.
So we have an opportunity to get at least a pie of it. And we're just losing out on that just because this because of the law in between about the value addition norms. So hopefully that gets corrected in the next foreign trade policy.
How was the experience in IIGC 2018?
It's always been excellent happening here. A new experience each time you bring in by keeping it in different locations, of course. The discussions are always quite enlightening too. So, thanks.
Thank you so much.
Thank
sir.
you.